you made a extremely good roll there. You can hear you're probably the interesting thing is you hear what sounds like the creak of Eric's bow as he's pulling back an arrow, and you can hear him moving. It doesn't sound like he's in trouble, but it sounds like he's, you can hear him doing what he's doing. You don't hear whirling, which, normally you're able to. Every once in a while he's giving you some flashes where you're like, oh man, he's pretty stealthy, but it's unusual which it's just something you probably connect. You hear the sound of these two folks running away, but mainly what you're hearing is a lot of commotion. You're hearing like shutters opening, and it sounds like the village is waking up and reacting to what you guys are doing. You probably see you probably hear one or two people like opening the door, and villagers with whatever they could grab, clutching it and peering out. There's starting to be more and more light around these buildings as people are trying to see what's going on. I don't know if to the map south, which is the actual direction of south, but to the bottom of the computer screen, you're not hearing anything that sounds like dangerous, if that makes any sense. You're not hearing any like anyone approaching from the rear or anything that's really like setting your direction. Your danger sense is off. Would you like to do anything? We'll say you spend this second listening and taking everything in. Eric, it sounds like he's to the southwest. All right. This guy is stumbling down this road. He seems unwilling to commit to a sprint, considering the lighting is poor, and he's doesn't have any vision.
Okay.
You guys, I'll move your initiatives down as you're chasing after this combat. Oh.
So I can now move to a sprint, right?
Yes.
So that's 15 feet.
A sprint, or a run would be 15 feet, and then a sprint will be 20.
Oh, okay. So I catch up then?
So you'd move into the you were jogging last time, so now it'd be the sprint, or now it'd be the run. So that would be the 15. So I think you should still be behind him a little bit.
Yeah.
You should have moved 15 this turn.
Yeah.
So he has already moved on this second, so that's a done. And remember, Eric, you can continue moving as you're just waiting for your weapon speed as you're pulling out an arrow and notching it, and following these folks. And I've just moved them forward. They're still moving away from you, Eric. So if you would like to take a snapshot, you're more than welcome to. I'm just keeping track of the distance they are from the point that they moved off the map.
Okay.
Orbital kill on second 29. That's when you did this movement. So if you just want to hit done. Elka the bear, you haven't moved yet. You've got pretty poor vision. What would you like to do?
I don't really see the point in chasing him. So I'm gonna follow Karamiko.
All right. You're following his dark, shadowy figure as he slips away in between these buildings. All right. On second 30, I'm going to move Nohas his additional 15 as he's moving on this second. Elka, Orbital, and Karamikos, you guys can all take your movements, and then let me know what you want to do. Orbital, you can move up into a sprint if you'd like on this second, which would be 20 feet.
Okay. So it's Q and pressing the character, right?
Yeah. When you're moving your character around, just hit Q, and then that'll.
Okay.
Yep. And Elka, so you then make sure to hit done, but Elka has to do it first. when it's highlighting your character. So, and then Orbital. And he's still running. You see him stumbling in the darkness. You see that there's some element of him that's kind of unsure of the path he's taken. That's why he's not yet broken out into a sprint. So he continues moving forward at a run. Karamikos, you've moved forward as well. Orbital Kill. This is probably the second that you're going to be able to catch up with him with your 20 feet of movement.
Yeah. Yeah, touching, barely touching. Yeah, there you go.
That's just enough. Barely touching counts. So you can make attack into his rear as he's running away from you.
Club him in the back of the head.
He got a 7 minus the darkness penalty, which will be a total of a 5.
Ooh,
And I saw that near perfect attack pop up, so I knew that was going to hit. So let's roll some damage with a +1.
It's a 10.
That is more than enough to not only drop him, but to kill him. As you catch up with him and bash him on the back of the head.
Well, that's done.
So at this point, Orbital Kill, Elka the Bear, and Finn. Is there anything that you guys want from the initiative tracker, or can we just move on to just Eric and his bow chasing after the two that were running off into the darkness?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up my bow, which I left behind, and that's gonna be it. Because I don't know where anywhere else is. Anywhere else is. So.
I'm just chilling in the bushes.
All right. So Karamikos is moving to Whirlin's body to loot it. While Elka, are you still continuing to follow Karamikos?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be there for it. You'll see him looting a body. But Eric, are you going to wait your full time to 36, or are you going to fire off a snapshot into the darkness?
I'm actually going to let him go.
You're
I'm
actually
right
going to
at
let
the
him go.
Yeah, I'm right at the edge of this building, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Can I climb it? Is it like what's it look like?
These are wooden buildings. You could probably climb it, but you're looking at the roof, and it looks they're thatched roofs.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well then, I'll go around the building to try to find the others.
Okay. All right. So at this point we can transition to out of combat. At the moment you can see the light fading away as they move up, and people are starting to emerge out from the buildings. There's people with torches and light, and the first thing that'll happen as we kind of move everyone. I'll first ask Finn. You see them. It sounds like the fighting is stopped. Would you like to emerge out of the bushes? What would you like to do, or would you like to stay back?
Yep. If it sounds like everything is kind of calmed down and that, then I'll carefully kind of make my way towards where I saw them all doing the fighting, going between the
All right.
buildings and that.
So it's going to be a little bit of a delay on your entrance, but just to seeing the body, you'll be arriving there as kind of the rest of the villagers arrive. But meanwhile, Karamikos, you're already onto the body. But Eric, Elka, and Orbital, you guys can see Karamikos's. You can see Whirlin's body, and Karamikos going through, sorting out and looking through his stuff. What would you see his body, his head clearly detached. He's even without a heal check, he doesn't look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I think it's time to bury this poor bastard.
I'll say 2 got away, and I think they're making their way back to that castle. So I think we got to prepare for them to come back. Is there a tower in this village anywhere? Like,
There does not look like there is any tower. They're all rather small buildings. This map is essentially, since this is the combat map we use, this will be the actual map that we'll keep for the village, as opposed to the map that we saw, the larger one that kind of laid out the area. They mainly look like 1 to 2-story buildings nestled in this wood. It looks like they didn't have a tower since they're on kind of the lower end of a hill. It doesn't seem like that would be very advantageous for them.
okay.
I tap Alka on the shoulder and go, you might want to go talk to the villagers on account they're probably scared.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Before you do that, Elka, can I have you roll a opposed observation check for me? All right. Just
Don't say
one
that.
second. All right, that's taken care of. So, Elka, you're stepping forward from the group of folks to kind of meet these villagers as they're coming out. You see, most of them are they've got a various assortment of household items that might be able to be used as some sort of improvised weapons. They're they're somewhat armed, and they're emerging hesitantly. As they step out to you. The person who's foremost in the lead would be someone that Werlin would have recognized, and he might have pointed out to you. But it would be it is the person that seemed to run this village. Um, he's a little bit on the older side. He moves as if he's got a one bum knee, and you can see his hair is mostly starting to gray. He's got what looks like a sturdy staff that's banded with metal that Werlin would have also told you was held by one of the the more lead bandits here. But this man approaches, and he calls out, what are you all doing? What's happening out here? Who are you all?
Hello, my name is Elka. I'm trying to run these bandits out of your settlement here.
Why did you fight them here? What do you know what you've done?
What have we done?
You 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 you're all fools. Did you not know they have our children's hostages?
Where are the children?
in the old keep, but now you've doomed us. They've it sounded like some got away.
We'll do our best to secure as many villagers as possible, but we had to get rid of the bandit.
You've you've done nothing but cause bloodshed, and oh my, you need to leave now. Your your dirty work might have killed my son.
Well, that was certainly not our intention.
we we don't want anything to do with you. If you leave now, they'll spare the rest of us. But he breaks down, and he starts crying into the nearest person next to him, and everyone's kind of shuffling around, and some of them look like looking over the crowd. Some of them look nervous and worried, while others are, you're hearing some people go, "Get them, yeah, they deserve that," and others amongst the group are weeping.
Can't you
Somebody,
help guide us to these children? I mean,
One of the more enthusiastic ones goes, no, they're at the old keep on the top of the hill. Yes, let's carry the fight to them.
Elka lifts her Morningstar into the air and screams.
well, we have
All
to
right.
take care of the body. And I pointed
Yeah,
down
so-
where Whirling is at. We're not gonna let him rot in the street, are we?
Well, we'll have to let that wait.
I feel like it's not the priority, though. Sorry, Werlin.
Very well.
So
We'll
everyone
come
at the
back
moment
and
is
make sure that
standing
Whirlin
around
is taken
Whirlin's
care of.
body. Sorry, I think I might have talked over you there, Chrissy Joe. Would you mind repeating
You're
that?
fine. We'll come back and take care of Whirlin's body, but if if he ran away, then those children's lives are more important to take care of now.
Okay.
Agree.
Very well. Let's go. It was a good idea, but plants never survive contact with bandits.
Right, everyone roll an observation check while you're standing here around this body.
Observation. Oh,
Except for Whirlin, of course. So, Orbital, you rolled the best, and you rolled under your observation. So I'll say I'm gonna whisper something to you. All right, I sent you a message there, Lessons.
yeah, let me. Oh. I kneel down and check.
Okay. Yeah, you turn it over, and one of them are missing.
Is it missing as in it got cut out or simply just missing?
It looks. Roll a heal check. A first aid check would be the best option.
Okay, the first aid, I do have that, so. Nope, I don't think I.
You're within average. It looks like it was. It doesn't look like a wound that happened in battle. It looks. It doesn't look. It looks more intentional.
It's not recent, like there's not pouring blood or anything like that. It's just the whatever it is missing.
Yes. I mean, it would. I mean, it looks relatively recent. It looks like it's about the same time as, this all, the wounds. They're bleeding as much as all the wounds that he has at the moment.
Well, because I don't know anything about magic, I just say it's like these bastards took his eye. Why? But they did.
So you've all seen
Are you
Orbital
talking out
kind of
loud?
lean down and adjust Whirlin's head, and looking over his shoulder, looking down. Now that you have some light, you see one of his eyes is missing.
That's messed up. Who got to him first? Did this happen in the battle? I mean, I was making my way over here, short legs. Took me a while.
Some kind of strange magic.
I don't know anything about magic, so it's can't tell.
Me neither.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
say
I've transitioned. Oh yeah, sorry, Eric.
I'm gonna say, look, we don't have time for this right now. You know, they're gonna be coming back. We need to figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, we have to take the fight to them before they take it to us. If we're lucky, we can intercept them before they come down here.
Should someone stay and defend?
We don't have the numbers for that.
Yeah.
Well, who's gonna fight in the
At this
village?
point, you hear a horn blow.
Well, I guess the fight is coming to us.
Comes
Take
off in
cover.
the direction of the woods that those two seem to have run off in.
So
Oh, we did
Elka,
go-
who
Are
in the
there
village
any
said they would
villagers?
fight? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, are there any villagers that will join arms with us at this point? We're just trying to save the kids, so
Villagers, rise up!
I gotta get murdered. But we
pretty
can
sure
always use a number.
the tubby halfling won't help get anybody roused for a fight. It's one of you guys' jobs.
All right, I'm gonna make a charisma check and simply explain that sitting here and crying is not effective. We must go and save the children right now.
All right, make a recruiting check to see if your speech inspired them to fight for you. It's average, so I'm going to say the folks that were kind of up and at 'em are willing to follow you, but the ones that are on the fence and or were sobbing, those folks are not interested in following in aiding you. So in total, let me double check. I believe I think there are a total of 4 people that are willing to aid you. So there are 4 people that will go and follow you and help fight.
So we're moving to the southwest.
All right.
I think we should stay put.
They're
Mm,
coming to us.
But the children, he said they're
The
located.
villagers didn't want a fight here. They already got upset, so if we could do it on the outskirts, that way, if the bandits wanted to take any more of their people hostage or destroy their buildings, we can try to keep it away from their
But
village as much as possible.
we'll tell everybody to get out of the town. I think we stay here. We got a better chance here than
I mean, we could
Anyone
move into the tree line and intercept them there. We have cover. They won't get into the village. Problem is, they can actually outflank us, which
Anyone who doesn't want to fight should go inside.
Do any of them have bows?
There's one of the people that was willing to fight has a short bow. Yeah, easily they look at each other, and you tell them, the few that don't want to fight, to go back to their homes, and sure enough they go back, and you see them ushering their children in, and there are some folks still like peering out and watching you, but most of them look ready to shut the shutters. We'll say that 2 of the people that are with you will have torches. And any of you could be having torches ready, but right now you have some illumination around all of you. Certainly, these people that are trying to fight with you aren't trying to fight in the darkness. Looking at this is the map. Chrissy Joe, you weren't here with us last Sunday, but this is the map where the kind of like a regional map. So this is the village that you just fought inside of, and down here at the bottom, I'll shift ping it. That is the site of the old city and an old ruined keep that used to be part of this city. And that's apparently where they're holed out in. I'll circle it like this. Boop. That's their lair up there that you knew about. So that way everyone's on the same page. At the moment, all the villagers are kind of like clearing out, and you guys are kind of still standing nearish to Orland's body. Maybe you've put a cloak over him, but this is where you're kind of discussing what to do. Let me know what you want to do.
Well, I'm not gonna be where the light is at because that hurts me.
Okay.
So let's say we should move to the people with bows should move into the tree line, and everyone else protect our flanks.
All right. I'll move close to the tree line too.
Right, you guys can actually drop your tokens down on this map, so I can kind of see whereabouts. Since this is kind of the rough map, we can all see where everyone wants to be situated around the village, or whereabouts you want to be.
These are contour lines.
Dennis,
I can't make it small. I cannot make it
You
small.
just pull out the name every time. Just pull out the name.
The name.
Yeah, so like where it says Eric the Barbarian, Dennis, just pull that out. Like if you're trying to move a Word document, you can click and hold and move it in your file folder,
Yeah.
stuff like that, or try doing that on the map.
All right, let me try. Because it won't let me every time I do it. Yeah. It did do it. There it is.
See, this is where it pulls it out like this. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you're doing it the other way, but we'll talk.
Oh, I actually go into the
there's
character.
Eric out there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, don't actually go into the character. Just do it off the Roll20, like where you're seeing everyone's names and cheat sheet 1.
Okay.
So. All right, so Eric's on the map. We need Karamikos. Karamikos is there. We don't need Whirlin. I'll find some guard. Oh, there's Karamikos. Is that how far you want to fall back? So Karamikos is 1,400 feet away at the bridge on the road. All right. You guys can move yourselves around. Is that where you guys all want to be? Where would you like to position your peasants?
I'm going to move this "we are here" out of there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What's the distance on my sling? I can't figure out where to see that.
That is under the combat section in the player's handbook.
Cool, thank you.
But the total range, the farthest distance is 160 feet.
Because there's one road that leads in.
What?
So that's the road we got to protect.
Like I don't know why I was typing this in response to you, Karamikos, since I can still talk to you. Karamikos, you move over to that building right there, and you, as you're moving, we'll say right maybe around here, you hear what sounds like someone moving through the brush, maybe around, at the about 400 feet away, moving south.
What the hell? Why is he doing well over there?
All right. But then you go over. There's several folks kind of that are emerging out of their house. One of them is looking down towards the village, and they see you, this shadowy dark figure, and they kind of shrink back. One of them calls out, "Who goes there?" We don't want any trouble. Please, we're just farmers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Uh, I'll, I'll see what I can throw together for you. Uh, just a moment. Excuse me, but if you don't mind, I'll bring it out here. There's a spot near the stable that's um, out of the the wilderness, and you can eat there. It'll be more private. So he'll go inside, and you hear him kind of talking to his family, kind of reassuring them. And you hear him say something like, "No, it's okay. I'll, I've got this sword. It'll be all right. I'm sure that horn was nothing. No, it'll be all right." And then after a while, he emerges out. You do see he has a short sword at his side, but just the way he wields it, he doesn't look as if he's uh, yeah, and as anything special in his skill set. But he brings out some bread and a little bit of a sausage. Uh, Pardon, but the bread might be a little stale, but it's what we could spare. He'll bring it to you. Meanwhile, outside of the dinner club, everyone else has positioned themselves around outside the village, and are waiting for some sort of attack back. I believe everyone has out their ranged weapons at the moment, is what I was hearing,
Mhm.
Yep.
except for Elka.
How
I don't know. Are you do you have any ranged weapons?
I have no ranged weapons.
Okay, so
how
you're just
about
prepared. Yeah,
sorry. I was gonna
yeah.
say about how far is the old keep from where we are? Would I have any idea on the distance?
So you can use that the measuring tool on this map is actually accurate. So if you'll see, the edge of the village to this keep is around 800 to 900 feet away.
Okay. Because I'm considering trying to sneak around to get to the keep while they're fighting to see if there's anybody there or if I could possibly help get the kids out if there's not people there.
Okay, so you're planning on sneaking around and seeing
I was
what you
just
could
keeping a
do.
wide berth from where the people are to try to get to the keep to see if while they're all fighting, if it's possible to get any of the kids out.
Okay. Yep. So you're going to start sneaking forward. We're just going to use this one token to represent these four folks that'll assist you. We'll just say they move as a they'll stick together to maintain their morale. And you're going to sneak off into the woods, Finn. You can move your token in which direction you'd like to go around and try to flank. So, are you telling anyone you're going to go off into the darkness?
Nah, I'm just gonna go.
Okay. So you sneak off into the darkness. Everyone else is waiting and waiting, and time ticks by. And from where you were all standing by the village waiting, nothing happens. No one emerges. There doesn't seem to be any lights getting closer. Roll observation checks, each one of you. Opposed observation checks.
Should I do the same?
No, we'll get to you in a little bit. So Elka is clearly distracted with the group of plebs that she's leading, and is maybe even looking in the opposite direction with that fumble. Um, but Eric and Orble, you're looking off and you're peering. There's no obvious people approaching you. You're not seeing any light coming nearer, but you're also not seeing anything hiddenly approaching you. There's no one creeping through the underbrush. You might see a startled animal, but you're not seeing anything unusual coming towards the village. And we'll say maybe 5 minutes have passed at this point.
It'll take most like 20 minutes to a half an hour for them to cross that if they really are, hustling across the forest.
Yeah, if they were jogging the entire time, I mean, you're at about 1,000 feet away, so that would be about, or you're about 800 feet away, so that would be what, 80 seconds, if it was just combat round time. So if theoretically they could probably get here within 2-3 minutes of time.
So you wonder what's the horn was all about then.
Are they ambushed?
With your observation checks, you peered around and there you didn't appear to be ambushed, but they could have always rolled greater than those opposed checks, but you don't know because they also could not be ambushing out there. That's also the thing.
All right. Well, it's in Elka's character to simply move forward with this, so I am moving forward.
All right. So we'll kind of wait for that delay. You're starting to move forward. Eric and Orbalkel, you'll probably see Elka start to get, you get a little bit antsy and start to move forward. Would either of you two like to do anything about this, or you see her moving forward?
I'm just moving around, scouting around.
Yeah.
I'll let her go.
Okay.
I'll check for tracks in my immediate area. See if.
Okay.
I'd like to bring one peasant with me, though.
All right. They'll all go with you. They'll just all kind of move with you. They'll stick as a group. We're stronger together. We're stronger together. So, in the meantime, Finn, you've had an opportunity to be sneaking forward. How much of this woods would you like to? So you've got that 800 feet of distance, right? How much of it would you like to sneak, and how much of it would you like to like how much would you like to move fast before starting to slow down? At what distance does caution or stealth start to make a difference for you?
I kind of want to stay stealthy the whole time. Though I don't know how long that's going to take me to get down there because I don't want to bring any attention to myself. I want them all to be distracted by going to the village, but I want to keep my eyes out to see if anybody is, heading the direction that I'm going, and just try to get down to the keep.
Okay, so give me an opposed an opposed sneaking check as you move across this distance. This is mainly for trying to stay quiet as along this distance, and a hiding check as well to see if it's going to be difficult. It's going to be incredibly difficult for them to spot you because you've got your plus 50% in hiding in natural surroundings, and you've only seen humans, so the odds that they see you is also very low. So that's you're fairly certain that you move from the village all the way to we'll say right about here. Does that work?
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, you move up to there, and you're fairly certain you haven't been noticed, and you haven't been spotted by anyone. But also, you haven't seen anyone on your path from here to there. It's been dark. It's been eerie. You're creeping through the darkness, and there's the leaves crunching periodically. But as you start to get closer and closer to this keep, you can make out the illumination from what you assume is the keep. You can see what looks like several torches and maybe even a bonfire going on outside the keep. What would you like to do?
Do I see any people around outside?
Make an opposed observation check. All right, so you got a 58. There is So they both rolled really well, and you look around and you're not seeing anyone around the keep. And you even look up at the walls of the keep, and you're not spotting any movement. The keep, aside from a crackling torch at the top of the tower and a fire that's burning outside the keep, there's not much. There's not movement. It's as if no one's home. To give everyone a description of the keep, in case you forgot it since last week, the keep is what looks like a ruined building. It looks like at one point it had two stories to it, but the second story is mostly gone. You see the walls end at about that level. It looks like only about half the second floor is still intact, most of which includes a tower that probably goes up onto a third story, but you can see it's collapsed. It doesn't look like there's any visible entrance on the outside of the keep, aside from a section of wall that's got a decent sized hole in it where the masonry has collapsed into a little bit of a hill. Outside that hole in the wall, there is a bonfire that looks like has been started, maybe to give them illumination on anyone approaching the keep. What would you like to do, Finn?
I want to stay on the outside of where the light is. I don't want to get into that at all. And just try to skirt around to the outside, staying kind of in the tree line, continuing to kind of hide and just keep an eye. I just want to kind of watch. I just want to watch what's going on, see if I see anything, and just sit, find a good
All
place
right.
to hide and watch what's happening for a while.
So I want you to make a opposed hiding check, since you're mainly going to be sitting still and watching to hiding, and I'll just leave it at hiding. And so you have natural surroundings. That's an additional bonus there of 50, and so that's going to be a 179. So I'll roll their observations in secret if there are any. You didn't see any, but to surmount that roll, you don't feel like you've been spotted, and make an observation check, an opposed observation check, as you've got enough time to just watch. All right, and so you're sitting there watching, and after about 5 minutes or so, you can make out that on the second floor there are several. It looks like two people, one in the ruined tower, and another just using one of the old windows on the second floor, and they're watching in the clearing around the keep. That's what you see. And at this point, you also see a light approaching from the direction of the village, and you can make out what looks like Elka leading several villagers up towards the keep. And at this point, I think we should take a 5-minute break. We can do a bio break, grab any water or snacks you might need, and we can resume at 12:50 Eastern Standard Time. So just a 5-minute bio break, if that works for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see y'all
Right,
in
see you in a bit.
5 minutes. Hello.
Hello.
So we're just waiting on Chrissy Joe and Dennis to return. Hello.
There's Bobo.
There's Bobo.
That means somebody's gonna die.
Bobo, the cat of death. I don't
We
know.
already had one, so maybe that's what it is, please.
That was the death. So, Finn, you're sitting here in one of the hollows of a tree watching, and you believe, from your vantage point from the side that you're on, that there's one person in the tower, and then there's one person peering out of a window, kind of looking at this clearing around the castle. And you can see Elka on a beeline towards the castle with about 4 villagers at her tail. Eric and Orble, what did you want to be doing? You're seeing Elka lead off these peasants towards the keep.
I'll
What
go
would you
my
like
way
to do?
around, but yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And
hang back.
All right.
I'm gonna be stubborn and hang back and be like, you know.
When you say hang back, are you doing the typical Karamiko stubborn hang back where you're 120 feet behind, or are you staying at the village?
I'm staying at the village.
Okay, you're staying at the village. All right. Finn, you see Elka approaching, and you don't see him, but Orble is following as well. Finn, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep an eye on the keep and on the people that I saw there. Also, do I hear any kids, or do I see anything that would direct me to where the kids might be?
Um, roll a listening check. You're not seeing any kids out in the open or on the ruins of the battlement or anything like that. You can you've got a fairly good ear, and it sounds like there's some talk, and you can hear kind of muffled movement from the keep, but you're not hearing like the cries of children or anything like that.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay hidden and just watch to see what happens as Elko comes up.
All right. Elka, what would you like to do? You've got torchlight around you, and you can see this castle is, or this old ruined keep is well lit from this bonfire. And kind of the entire clearing that they're in is well lit. What would you like to do?
Well, I asked my people to stop, and I want to just make sure I know what I'm walking into directly at this entry point. So, an observation or listening.
Yeah. Yeah, make an observation check. Opposed. Well, you've rolled it. We'll just add. There's an opposed roll. So 109. So you kind of make it to the edge of the clearing, and you look up, and you spot the 2 men at lookout as well. You see two on top of the battlements, one looking through a window, and another in kind of the ruined tower that are watching, at least from this angle that you're approaching from. It looks like they do have bows.
Can I get one of my armed guys to shoot? You said there's one in the tower and then there's one on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, shoot the one on the ground.
Or there's one in the tower and one by the window. So they're both up in the tower, or they're both up on the second floor. But one of them's in a window, one's in the tower.
All right, I want one of my guys to shoot one of them.
What are you going to tell them?
You, man with the arrow, can you shoot funny guy up in tower?
Yeah, I can try that, but is it just us?
It might be best if we lure them out.
What happened to the rest of you know the rest of you all?
They are cowards, do not worry.
They all kind of look at each other. We expected a little bit more. The other one interrupts. What he's trying to say is, we're not really warriors. We don't really, there's a reason why we haven't done this ourselves.
All right, all right. Well, let's move around. I'm gonna try to go see if anyone else is around this area on the perimeters.
What do I see from this angle? The same thing?
Yeah, roll an observation check from there as well.
Yeah.
So what you see is you make out the person in the tower as well, but you can't see that same person that's sitting in the window because he's on the opposite side. So from what you see the one fellow in the tower that's kind of scanning around and looking around.
Do I see any other side entrances or something like that?
Not from this side. You don't see any entrances on this side.
I do have a rope, so interesting. Okay.
Elka, how deep into the tree line are you going to be pacing around this opening?
Right where I'm at, about.
Okay, so you're keeping a pretty big distance while you're circling around.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you move around. You continue to circle. Unbeknownstly, you circle around Finn, and Finn, you see that kind of the party move around in the darkness. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start following Elka.
Okay. All right, you're gonna follow. Okay.
I am going to look for any hidden entrances, any doors where there's no guards over here.
All right. So you're searching the wall, like the woods, for a secret entrance?
Well, no.
In order to search like the sides of the keep for a secret entrance, you'd have to like physically get to the edge of the keep and search the side of it. So
Are you alluding to a trapdoor out in the woods?
There could be, but it would be, it's dark. But it very well could be one out there.
Okay. I'll make an observation check.
All right. Roll an observation check. All right. You're searching around, and you're you're looking for any sort of anything unusual around you, and you're not seeing anything strange.
What are these?
You're not seeing anything that looks like a.
Sorry to interrupt. What are these
Yeah.
outbound buildings out here?
Those look like old ruined buildings those are just the old walls of maybe some old stone buildings that are terrible and worse for wear. They're starting to be overgrown by vegetation.
I checked them. The nearest one.
You start moving forward, and you notice, in addition to this, now that you're noticing these ruins, you notice another thing. Kind of in the end of this clearing, right? Oh, where that dot is right here. I'll put this large red dot there. You're moving through this kind of clearing, and you're starting to check out these old ruined buildings, and you see in the side of the hill, you notice that the hill there's a slight hill going up as you move kind of southwest, and you see what looks like a small door in the side of the hill, partially covered by foliage and half collapsed.
Go check it out. Carefully
You
remove
yeah.
the whatever dirt, whatever it is, and do I have to pry it open, or does it actually open, or is it just
the door is actually it looks like it's more just set in front of the entrance, and then there's small shrubberies poorly concealing it. And you open the door, and you see a small tunnel that's maybe about 4.5 feet high, and extending off into darkness. And your low light vision gives you vision towards the very entrance, but farther in, it's dark.